Alright, how's it going? This is Kolrolf, and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We have defeated the Staglord. We have cleared off our lands of any enemies or threats that we could find, and now it is time to talk to Oleg and head off to Restov. I plan to set off right away. The fog seems to be thinning. We should wait until it burns off completely. In the meantime, I'll gather some supplies for your journey and make sure you can enjoy your trip back to Restov.
Good work. Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people. Not many would have managed to set out to the stolen lands and return with the Stag Lord's head, but I knew you could handle it. Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baron before the High Society of Restov, and even Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the stolen lands if you wish, but this time as a ruler. But matters of state can wait. For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connections. Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Kasil Eldori. He's my adopted son and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy.
Chimandi, what kind of game are you playing? I think I have the right to know.
Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation.
Alright, well, start at the beginning. What do I need to know about the history of Brevoy?
What's now called Brevoy was originally two different countries, Rostland and Issia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Kolrolf the Conqueror showed up and united the two states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal. The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Sertova, Orlovsky, and Lebeda, once ruled over Issia. We, the Eldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Kolrolf the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Issian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by a thread, and that thread grows ever weaker.
Alright, what do I need to know about the current political atmosphere?
We, the Eldori and the great noble houses, spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the royal house Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty, and the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be. Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Sertova, the former kings of Issia, but their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now Sertova and Eldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood, but peace between us is also out of the question.
Alright, well, what part does Restov play in this game?
Restov is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Eldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius.
Alright, and what role do I play in your plans?
Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Issians hold over us is humiliating and costly. And the Sertovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going?
I think so.
The stolen lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely.
I guess.
My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Maegor Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
We're like, what, 50 people right now? And half of that, or a tenth of that, is the party? Alright, not sure how we're really gonna play in as a major player here, but okay. Yeah, don't the Sorlords have any other foreign allies capable of playing this role?
We hope to get some help from the Maivani Eldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Koral's rage to build a new nation in the south.
Okay.
But the Isians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere.
Alright, well, if Natalia's here, why did she let you grant me the title? I mean, she could just say no, couldn't she?
Actually, she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings.
Okay.
But she's a Sertova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory. If she's decided to allow you to become a baron, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so. Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the Stolen Lands give the Isians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an optimistic view, and truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the Sertovas. The more likely scenario is that Natala wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The Isians always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice? Don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils.
Might have a bit of a biased opinion there, but... Alright, what happens next?
How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game.
Okay.
And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players.
Alright, thanks for the explanation.
I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake.
Alright, well, I do have a bit of a bone to pick. Do you already know about my encounter with Tartusio?
Of course. Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravetti.
Right. Okay, well, thank you. I think I'm gonna go speak with the guests.
Enjoy your evening. When you're ready for the official part, come to me.
A noble welcome. Alright. In good old-fashioned RPG style, looks like we've got a room full of people to talk to. So let's just go around counterclockwise here. Why not? Lander! Hello, who are you? 17 years old, looks at you with a polite smile. Kinda looks like a fop. So, you're the famous slayer of the Staglords gang, soon to be a baron. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander. No last name, no title? Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I want to talk to you about. You see, I'm an heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baron with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret, without servants, so I can see it for myself. Not from a carriage window, but face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course. But then, I never asked. I need to know Brevoy if I'm going to rule a part of it someday. I know Jamandi wants to impose a stepson on you as an emissary of Brevoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. Not really trusting you if you're not telling me which side you're on. Let's poke him a little bit about that. Are you from Restovic nobility then? Oh no, I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, you could say. I want to see for myself the heroes who managed to conquer the frontier lands. And the Lord Mayor was kind enough to invite me to this wonderful party. Yeah, thank you. I will consider your proposal. Yes, do so, and carefully. Right, okay. Yeah, I don't know, Lander. I'm not really sure. Don't really trust someone that won't really tell me the full deal if he wants to come as emissary. But anyways, let's see who else is here. Magar Varn. Obviously more comfortable on a battlefield than the company of nobles. So kinda like us. Let me introduce myself. I'm Magar Varn, the new ruler of Dunsward, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate a whole band of bandits with such a small team. Yep, team of 4, that's all you need. So, how did you earn the title of baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Aldori needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varling Host, have you heard of us? No? No matter. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, and built a small fort to hold the place. And from that, a barony and land to own. It was a dream job. So how do you feel being a noble? Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. See that lad? Baron Drelov. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of baron he is. Doesn't even shake my hand. You and me, we're dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, he'll take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. Alright, it was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Once you've settled in, come pay us a visit. I think I will, Magar. Lindsay. Oh. Okay, no real text or dialogue. She's drunk. Geston, well, Detertio, hick, well, scum, how do we, You seem more drunk. Alright, I'll just do a quick run by. This place is nice. Wine is alright, nice and strong. Everyone's having a drink. Tristian, good to see you up. These people are not just celebrating, it seems your feat has given them new hope. Alright. Oh, there's Natalia Sartova. Probably best if we talk to her first as opposed to the other person. Just respect her nobility, her station. You are not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Is that a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you, in case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you and your barony. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Eldori, our dearest friends, don't seem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing to separate from Brevoy. It would not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once a civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure the strike from Bavoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in independent Restov to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on that, really. What do you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Aldori wouldn't dare to rebel, knowing they would immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war, while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I really don't think we're going to have peace in our lands regardless of which side we ally with. Just going to put that out there. I believe Jumandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the greenskin boy, Kessel. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend a different envoy. Please meet Sandra Murphy, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could be. I would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. I'll consider your proposal. Think on it. Do not make any hasty decisions. Fair enough. Yeah, we're still mingling. Let's see if we can talk to Chandra herself. I don't really like, I kind of prefer someone who can swing a sword as opposed to a seasoned diplomat helping me. I mean, really, with what we're probably going to be facing... This is the more... Oop, that's not Kessel. There he is. Okay, Kessel. Just saw the half-orc there. Anyways, I think a strong sword may be more useful. Anyways, let's talk to you. Ah, yes, I see. Good old Restov hasn't changed a bit. Even the smell in the streets is the same. Right. Well, I think if we go up here, we'll trigger the event. As Vangi. Congratulations on your victory. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vanki Keg, High Priest of Arestal in Restov. Oh. Alright, well, we've got to check past. Let's go with that then. Might as well go with a succeed. I saw how you fought Jumandi that night. Your god granted you impressive power. Yes. I used to serve Arestal on the battlefield, but those days are long past. Now I call on his power to heal those who've fallen from a roof more often than anyone wounded by a sword. Of course, someone has to roam the forest and slay monsters, but I'm more useful to my congregation here, attending to more mundane matters like hospitals, shelters, and charity fairs. Do many people in Restov venerate Erastil? They revere many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults, but there's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation here, and no wonder. People have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. I think I know the answer to that. Erastil is more of the wilderness god. He's not going to dress up. And they're not going to tend to be too pompous. Plus 11. Alright, we got good odds here. Come on, Lindsay, you can do it. Bringing law to the stolen lands is a difficult endeavor. I'd be grateful for any help you could spare. No. Our most pious aspirations are often hindered, but is it not the case that overcoming such obstacles allows us to become closer to our God? I give you my blessing, and I believe that you will overcome these hardships and achieve your goals. Alright. It was an honor to meet you. Goodbye. Rust will keep you. Ah, well. Mergangar and Octavia, they're probably drinking to victory. Freedom bottoms up. Try the eclairs, they're delicious. Valerie is probably not drinking out of the whole party, I'm guessing. Truth be told, I'm not really comfortable here. I lost my taste for high society. Right. Oh, here's the other Baron to be. Baron Hannes Drelev. And you must be the Staglord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Staglord and his gang, and so Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. I don't know if he's not very polite for a nobleman. It sounds par for the course for a nobleman that kind of looks down his nose at you. And we're gonna play the upstart. Yes, I defeated the Staglord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given me all the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons of the likes of you and Varn. So you have no army, no special merits. You were just given the land for being pretty then. Under other circumstances, I'd have you whipped for such words. But let us not ruin Lady Aldori's celebration, If you want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. Dude, I'm fairly certain we can do that right now, but I'm not going to press the case. Goodbye. Alright. Is there anyone else left down here? Oh, there's Harem. Yeah, there's Harem. Hi, Harem. A feast in such times of pestilence, a ludicrous attempt to sink into revere, to digress from contemplating one's own insignificance. Yes, Eeyore, you sound like you're having a great time. Alright, enough of this. Let's go talk to Jamandi. Let's go become crowned Baron. Maybe I should try to talk to these first. Okay. Well now, isn't it the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Jamandi? You pulled all this off quite cleverly. I confess, I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Pitaxian wine against you. But I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldori have always been adept in finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem. I'm Yosef Selimus, Lord Mayor of Restov. I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful friendship. Yes, why not? So you rule Restov. What about the Aldori? No, we know that. They're independent. How are things in Restov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, the population grows, and the citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Rugarvia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and people are talking about the most shocking things. But those sorts of rumors aren't worth your attention. Alright. It's nice to meet you. Goodbye. Please wait a moment. A young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. Well, we got a little bit of gold ourselves, but probably not enough to establish a kingdom, you're right. I could organize and supply everything you need for the construction, and spread out the cost on extremely favorable terms. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? I think you're a rather shrewd man. You've built up some supplies, knowing that Jamandi was going to send out some people to do this, and then just kind of stockpiled the supplies, and then when we captured and are going to become barons, you're like, hey, I've got these extra building supplies. I can give you a great deal. I thank you for the offer, but I can't accept it. The choice is yours, of course. I just figured I'd mention it. Alright, thank you. The feeling is mutual, I assure you. I look forward to hearing more of your dazzling successes soon. Gessel, do you say anything? Historic day for Restov. Maybe for all of Brefoy. Alright.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
I don't know if I've made any useful connections. I'm not really sure I trust anybody here. Yeah, let's begin.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands.
Wasn't that impossible?
Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally,
Therabold,
the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Victory! The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
here we are. Welcome, Your Grace. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new noble title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. It's good to have you, Keston. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Eldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. Let's see. I'll be a little bit of a responsible owner, lord first. Are there any citizens I should know about? Your old acquaintance Jod is right here. Erastel's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Bavoy is here, waiting for you in your throne room. There's also a curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit, a blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. Alright, well, where can I get a drink or 3? It's time to toast my victory. I'll make sure to show you the moment we've entered the city. The tavern was the first business that opened. Yeah, that sounds like a good D&D world. Building a city is thirsty work, and I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during your reception. I drank a little too much. It was a day for celebration. What's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sensed the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. I'll catch up with my companions. I'm sure I need to do stuff. Let's have a look around. Follow me, Your Grace. Greetings, Your Grace. We are, well, your new subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. Good stuff. It's wet near the lake and windy up on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Yeah, well, I guess we all have our own criteria for house locations. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. Yep. Guys would probably be eaten alive. Do you recognize this place, Your Grace? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? No, not really. It had a giant gaping hole that we walked through. Wasn't even the front door. Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. Yeah, just looks like they flattened everything and then put up 2 stalls, but the heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivals and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Yay. Who's selling pots and baubles and stuff? It works, I guess. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight into our tavern. Alright, take a right. Well, coming into town, take a right. Got it. Tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalen himself, I swear, and the lady who owns it is a gem. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. Yep. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. That's good. Don't make me breathe fire on you. Your Grace, these are our guards. They keep order in our city. No, that one went by way too quickly. Well, I'm sure the guards are wonderful. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see its full extent from this perch. We'll get there. Looks like harem. Just contemplating life, I guess. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we're headed to now. Oh yeah, there's the bell. Okay, let's change the front a little bit. I'm gonna get rid of the tutorial. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scouting reports and other worldly news of your Grace's attention. Greetings, Your Grace. It's a pleasure to meet you at the Restov reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Aldori Sword Lords, I'd like to offer you some advice. Yay, lots of stuff. I gotta turn this off. Didn't realize the tutorials were set to on. You can solve most of your barony's problems by granting permissions to the right people. Okay, this is kind of the tutorial itself in a way. Beginning of the month. Yeah, we gotta get back here. Clerics, Tristan and Jod, we're the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Oh, here comes Jod. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I am confident you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Though, to be honest, that wasn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristy and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I am disgusted with whoever could do this. And now, there's a new woe. Tristy and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There's a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristy and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There's a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals. but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristian and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more, I swear by Restov. Alright, we'll have a look. I'll go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristian. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Okay, well, what would you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach its peak, the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this issue. Okay. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Alright. Barony name shall be Valerto. That sounds good. I think we're going to leave it here for now. Hooray, we've become Baron, and our fledgling barony has just started. Wonderful. We now own the Shrike lands. I know there's been a lot of talking in this episode, a lot of lore to get through and whatnot, but I'm sure next time we'll pick it up with a bit more action. But until then, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.